What do you guys think of it? It's pretty
It
nice.
looks nice,
Very
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I read about it in the newspaper. Very nice. Very nice.
It's awesome. What is it? It's amazing.
It's nice. Real nice. I've never seen nothing like it. That is 2014 all the way. 2014 all the way.
Hey, it's Big D and Bubba, and we are live on location. We want you to come on out because this is not just a party, it's a parking lot party with Lee Bright. John's firing up his Coleman grill. We got 24 tall boys on the chill. Yeah, 14 of them's mine. A little Marshall Tucker on the radio. You know, it just catch a little groove before the show. We ain't playing nothing slow at the parking lot party. A tailgate buzz, just a sipping on suds. Ain't never too early to light one up, fill up your cup. Cause there ain't no party like the pre-party. And after the party, the after party at the parking lot party. Well, the opening band is doing sound check. Man, they sound pretty good. Hell, I ain't even bought no tickets yet. Yeah, but that's alright, we don't care. Cause all the pretty girls are sitting right here, kicking back in a lawn chair at the parking lot party. Tailgate buzz, just a sipping on suds. Ain't never too early to light one up, fill up your cup. Cause there ain't no party like the pre-party. And after the party, the after party at the parking lot party. I'll pass me them chicken wings now.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Fantastic.
Very good.
First class service, wonderful food, good
bands,
drinks,
good
great
band.
band,
We've
great
enjoyed
time.
it.
It was excellent.
Oh, it was fun. It was really fun. Loved
Fabulous.
it. Yeah, it was fun.
Hey, it's the best experience I've had at a tailgate party before a football game. I've been to them all my life. So it's wonderful. Yeah, this as good as this is, yes. Usually it's just a tent with a bunch of people in it. This had all the amenities.
It was great. I represent the UGA Alumni Association. It's our first time to be at the Player Makers Club, and we think it's great. We hope they'll keep doing it year after year. It's awesome. Yeah. I think it's great for college football.
Well, there's a number of different ways to tailgate ahead of time, but an air-conditioned 3-story area with open bar and nice food and a live band is a totally different environment. It's great. Well, I hope you guys come to Gainesville so we can go to it every single time.
You know, it's, I wish I could say there was one thing, but it's truly not. I go back to the whole experiential piece to it. I don't think you can put a price tag on an experience. So from the time that you actually log on to our website, you purchase your ticket, you print it at home, and you bring it to the facility or the game, and you're in this environment, you're looking at the Jumbotron, you're in the climate control, you're comfortable in your seating, but yet you still get to be amongst the fans and the passion. That's the type of experience I want them to take back and say, that's unlike any college football game I have ever been to in my life. And it was because of Playmakers Club. Well, you know, I think there's going to be an elevated level of excitement as it relates to the Rose Bowl and the BCS. This was our very first event for Playmakers Club, so by the time we get to December the 31st and January 1st, there will be a greater awareness, and I think people will be looking for the brand. They'll be looking for this opportunity because of all of the marketing that's been put behind it and because they see the experience that people had at Georgia, Florida. So I also think there's a larger corporate type of environment for the BCS, and I think corporations will be looking for that opportunity to have a plush premium environment to celebrate the championship game.
Here, here.
what a great client. IMG College, local company that we had the blessing and opportunity to work for to create this next generation, this next opportunity for something as simple as tailgating. We took the concept and all the basic pieces and parts of tailgating and just tried to turn it to the next level, to turn it up as best we possibly can. And we were able to do that. We permitted the first 3-story structure that's on a temporary basis that is able to be in Florida for a hurricane, in Pasadena for the BCS Championship and the Rose Bowl, and engineered for seismic loads, then also go to the Midwest to be able to handle the snow loads when we're up in Notre Dame or University of Michigan. So with a client like IMG, with a project like this, it really allows us to start to showcase what it is that we can do at Boxman Studios and how we do that. But you heard it over and over again, it's about the experience. And the reason I'm here to talk about experience is because I think it is paramount in everything that we do every day. I started Boxman Studios 5 years ago, as you heard, coming out of the real estate development world. I had a commercial real estate development company that was building buildings within the greater Charlotte area. I built some things around the country. But long and short of it is we were in the middle of a recession, and there was nothing that I saw I was going to do in the foreseeable future. And we started it with the idea that if we were going to modify shipping containers for mobile, semi-permanent, and permanent uses, we would have to have 3 different divisions. We would have to have a design company, the think tank, the people that would be able to ideate about what it is that our clients, hear what our clients wanted, and then also to put it into reality. We also realized that we were going to come up with some of the craziest ideas we possibly could think of, and we can't really translate that to somebody who doesn't really believe in what we believe in or understand the opportunities that we have out there. So we said, okay, we're going to build a manufacturing company, and we've grown that now to 66,000 square feet of fabrication that can build almost anything you've ever seen in a trade show environment or your house, as well as heavy steel. And we said, okay, since we have all these other things, let's go ahead and build a trucking company, because we need to control the experience, not only from design, but all the way through the point with which our clients interact with our spaces. So we did just that, and we now truck all over the country. We actually are international and looking to be on 3 continents in the next 2 years. We talked a lot about what we do and how we do it, but for me, the most important thing is to why you do it. And everybody sitting in this room has a different purpose. Some may not even know why they do what they do. But for us, it's a very simple term, and it's betterment. And we define it as improvement through change and not through maintenance. I think there's so many people out there that are putting perfume on the pig or slapping a coat of paint on something and saying that it's innovative. And we really don't look at it that way. We look at it as that it's our opportunity, our chance to truly change the world. So by thinking that way, it allows us to affect the design, it allows us to affect manufacturing, it allows us to affect the logistics associated with what we do, and ultimately create that experience that we're working towards. I've said experience a multitude of times, and it's absolutely paramount in everything that we do. I'm a believer that whether or not you're a millennial or a Gen Xer, whether or not you're a baby boomer, experiences will become more and more important, that they are the biggest influencers of our lives, and they will continue to be so. So you could argue that church is the biggest influence, family is the biggest influence, but I would say it's the experiences that you have under those organizations that are those influences. We'd also talk about community. I believe that if you have 2 people together for a common purpose, that's a community. So we are a community here today that is going to influence each other in whatever capacities we do. Great ideas have come out of today. What we do with that community, when we go back to our other communities, is where the magic happens. So how do we sit there and put all these ideas together, and whether or not it's 3 hours that you mark out of your day now to do these things, or it's 5 minutes that you have a conversation with your son or what have you, ultimately, communities influence communities, and what do we do when we're planning events, setting up our day, to ultimately influence those communities? Sorry, I'm not technologically savvy here. There we go. Let me stop there for a second. Ultimately, when we influence communities and when we design and we do things of that nature, there's influencers that ultimately allow us to do what we do. And we've all been in the events business in some capacity with somebody who doesn't know what they don't know. And we have people come to us every day that say, I want the coolest big thing. I want the IMG experience. I want the, and I got $5,000, right? And we have those that say, I don't really know what I want, but I think you guys are cool, and we do that. And I always go back to this commercial, bear with me here for a sec, from Kohler.
So, what can I do for you? Design a house around this.
I'm sure you've all had that experience. We have it every day. We have clients call up and say, I think I want this, I think I want that. But it's our job to go out there and help them understand what they don't know. And we work on it very, very, from the beginning to the end. And I'm very respectful of the things I heard today because I'm glad that other people are saying the same things. It is not the 1 to 3 on the scale of 10. It is the 1 to 10. And whether or not you're designing or you're a truck driver that's driving to deliver a unit, you have to understand the implications of everything that we do as a company. We have to be unified in everything we do. So whether or not it's the faucet that we start with, whether or not it's how we truck things around the country, we have to be intimately involved in each aspect of that to be able to be innovative and to be able to make sure that we're doing what we need to do for our clients. We take these design principles and we try to create iconic structures. We've showed you a little bit about what we did for IMG. This is a structure we made for Samsung. We created actually 8 of them to roll out the 3G, the 4G, and the Note. But what we try to do every day is build that iconic structure or that experience where we can get you to lift your head up out of your phone. So there's so many things drawing on every aspect of our day. How do you create something that is going to be in a location for 2 days, every weekend, for 9 weeks concurrently in different places around a municipality and get some semblance of return on investment? How do we help our clients realize that there's no control over that? And we as event planners and people in that industry sometimes have trouble quantifying that. So we do it through architecture. We do it through have you thought about, or I can't believe kind of experience. And then we try to control people's experiences once they get into our environment. So if we can get their head out of a phone, it's a little ironic to go learn about another phone, but then that's a win, right? Now, how long they stay in our environment, or how long as a meeting planner you keep somebody to tell them that story, that depends on the brand. That depends on what your message is and depends on what you need to do. This is, experiences don't need to be just about the venue. This is a client of ours that that didn't work. There we go. There we go. This is a client of ours that we think has done something pretty special.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Welcome to that page.
Can I get some balls, please?
Sure.
Hello. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Best Page. I'm Sergio Garcia. I hope you guys are having a great day. Me and my friends from Telemate, we're going to try to make it even better for you guys. So you're all invited to come over. We're going to fit you for a new SLDR driver, locked up, and get better.
Everybody come get your driver. Free SLDR driver.
First? Oh, perfect.
We have to launch you a lot higher.
Teach you the max distance.
Great.
Switch it up a little bit, see if it helps you. All right, come on, get behind it, huh? That's better. The toe doesn't turn over as much.
Right. There we go.
14, yeah, I think 14 will be perfect. Do that.
How'd that feel? Yeah, house. That's so good.
That's better.
I'll take a couple.
Thank you very much.
Nice. Mine. Enjoy it.
What a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. There's your free driver.
Thank you very much. That's phenomenal.
.906 tea time.
Okay, breathe. You can do it. Come on.
This has been an unbelievable treat. Super fun.
My foray into professional golf was a little challenging. There's a lot of pressure on these guys for sure.
Yeah!
Today was a fantastic day.
That was great. Sergio's a nice guy, but a little under the pressure here.
Excuse me, hold on. You see what we have to deal with? This is every week.
Oh yeah!
Come on.
That one quiet. Put that quiet please signs down. Let's hear it.
Warmed up to the crowd and asked you. It was great to be cheered on.
We didn't know anything about this. It was awesome.
Look at that!
Woo! Good luck. I hope Sergio does well because of the kiss I gave him.
Then we have a father and son tandem here.
Wow! Love that grip. Love that swing. First time hitting
my friend.
the first team with Sergio Garcia and Campbell's rep.
What do you mean? You don't remember last time?
It's nerve-wracking.
All right, come on.
Things like this don't happen to me very often. I usually give a lot of gifts. To receive things like this is wonderful.
Great experience, something those people had no idea was going to happen to them. And if you don't know anything about Bethpage in New York, it is one of the highest rated municipal golf courses in the country, if not the world, if you can municipally, anyway. And people wait overnight. They sleep in the parking lot to be able to get a tee time that next morning. And can you imagine sleeping in the parking lot, getting ready, getting in line, getting your tee time, and then ultimately having Sergio Garcia walk up, and let alone TaylorMade hand you a brand new driver. That's an experience. That's something that somebody who cares about golf, who's willing to spend the night in a parking lot to get a driver, will tell for the rest of their lives. How do you create what they call blow people away experiences, BPAs? We're challenged now next year to do 2 to 5 of those. A lot of fun. But it is, because when you look at life that way, and you look at some of the assets that we've built for TaylorMade, such as a build shop and a retail environment, it is fun because you're changing people's lives. You're helping affect them. You're helping affect their community. And I guarantee you that bald gentleman at the end has told that story on the first tee with every foursome he's ever played. And if not, it's come up somewhere around the round. So those are the things that I think we have the opportunity to affect. Those are the ways that our industry, I think, can change people's lives. And I think that it's very important. Remember, community influences community. The reason I end with this is you may not remember the woman on the left, but she was at the IMG Playmakers Club in Jacksonville, Florida. 2 weeks later, I was walking through Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, and she stopped me coming back from New York because she sits on a board for modular construction, and I'm not 100% sure what it is, but ultimately she said, David, I was just talking about you in New York, and they're going to call you, and we want to do business with you. So there's no way that I could have known, sitting in Jacksonville, Florida, at a Florida-Georgia game, that she was going to be there, that she was going to then talk about me in New York, and then we were going to bump into each other again randomly at the Atlanta airport. So know that this is very powerful. It's very, very special that the communities that you create will affect a multitude of other communities that are out there, and take it seriously, because we are the few that influence few, that influence many, and I truly believe that. So, thank you.
Any questions for David?
Some of those don't look like shipping containers because they're clear. You can see through them. So what? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we the Samsung doesn't look like a shipping container much at all. It transforms, and a lot of that's the efficiencies associated with how we design and manufacture. So we work very hard to be able to use the structural integrity and the functionality of a shipping container, but make it do different things. So we have the ones that fold out. Well, in the events industry, I'm sure everybody's rented a 20 by 25 tent at some point, and that's a pretty standard tent rental. That was one of our first initiatives. How do we take on the 20 by 25 tent and make it better, easier, cheaper, and cooler. And we did it by making the sides fold down and awnings fold out, and it could set up in 20 minutes with bamboo floors. And initially was priced less expensive than a tent. Yeah, initially we're getting a little expensive. And transparency, those are those value propositions, though. So when we talk about cost, we talk about it as a total package. You're used to pricing things out on a per square foot basis. I'm talking about security that you don't have to have every night because we close up. I'm talking about logistics costs that you don't have to ship to your venue and have to spend 3 hours trying to figure out where everything is as you come. It comes to my warehouse, we ship everything with ourselves, with the unit. So there's a multitude of different ways that we look at cost as it relates to that.
Do all of your clients come to you open-minded, wanting these fresh ideas, or do you have to convince your clients to embrace your crazy ideas?
Thanks, I think. Try to be married to me. Yeah. The reality is, it's so funny. We have a lot of clients who say, "I think I should be talking to you. What can you do for me?" And we spend a lot of time looking at logos and brand messaging and things of that nature. And we actually get into some of that. I was just with a national retailer up in Wisconsin, and they're coming down to our shop for a 2-day charrette with us as a design community just to try to help change some of their corporate philosophies. So it's kind of messed up when you think about it. I cut up shipping containers. So, but the long and short of it is, it's both. We don't discriminate. We consider ourselves a custom solution providing company, and if you have an idea, we may say, "Hey, have you thought about?" or "What do you think about?" But if you come with us with an absolute, as long as it's functional and structural, we can build it for you.
What's the biggest one you've done in the small?
I just got asked to do an English phone booth, but that's that will be the smallest one. Playmakers is we built something for Google for the Democratic National Convention. That was 17,000 square feet, so that was only 5,000. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Cocktail hour? Thank you.